stage with trees. Can't take this band anywhere.
My name is Jeff Dennis, and I was recently elected mayor of Napleton here this fall. They said I'd be sworn in on Tuesday so people could swear at me on Wednesday. And in Val, not really. I'm excited to be the mayor, and I look forward to the challenge and the job. If you remember last year, I had to sub in for John Roller, right? And I told you the story about what would you do if you did that when I was mayor for a day, and so I was mayor for a day. Well, a day turned into 2 years. So I guess the moral of the story is be careful what you ask for. How about this auditorium? Unlike other years, I can see out here. But the stage is so much bigger. It's like 20 or 25 feet wider. There's actually a whole other stage behind that curtain there where Bobby's saying. It's so huge. And you know, the best part are the seats, right? So, John, that 4 hours we talked about won't be any problem tonight. You'll be comfortable. But again, there's a lot of things that still got to get done. There will actually be a screen that'll come down so we don't have to use TVs next year. There'll be a projector in the back. More of the wiring and sound will all be in place. So again, some of the supply chain issues are still going on. But again, we're certainly glad and excited to be here. We're going to do the best we can with what we got. And if you have suggestions on improvements, see one of the board people. Hey, you should have received a nice pin tonight. If you got that pin, that on there. If you didn't, they'll be at the door. New school, same tradition is what we put on there. And again, in Scottish fashion, it was free. No one had to pay for it, but if you have it in your heart or your pocketbook, you know, feel free to donate to the endowment fund of the Burns Club. You know, your $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever it is that you have, again, goes a long way to help continue what we're doing here tonight. And you know, there will be flyers at the table at the flag gathering, so grab one. You can do it online, or however you want to donate. Our endowment is now over $25,000. And again, this year, it generated over $600 in interest that we were able to spend on different things. Because again, we had a lot of new decorations and other items that we got to work on. So again, your donation is very thankful for that. How many saw the float this summer? Hopefully they'll pull it up on the screen. If you didn't get to a parade this summer and check it out firsthand. And again, you know, that was funds from years of donations from a lot of the past Miss Bonnie Lasses and courts and a lot of you. And our endowment fund also helped with that. And again, the Burns Club, and then last year we had the Chamber Challenge. That put us over the top, so we've got a great float that'll probably hopefully last for another 50, 60 years. So thank you for that. Again, welcome to the 147th Annual Burns Celebration. We are grateful this year that the Burns Club Board has spent a lot of time and had a lot of meetings in order to make this celebration be available for you live and also online. And again, if you want to watch it again, you can certainly go to the YouTube and search Maple River Burns Club. And thanks to all the individuals who have helped put it together. It takes a lot of people to put this on. And again, thanks to them for helping us continue this rich tradition. It's because of those individuals we've been able to hold this continuous celebration in Minnesota. And tonight, we will crown the 58th Mrs. Bonnie Lass. So good luck to contestants Ellie Brodden and Auden Gager. You're becoming a part of a very special tradition. And I want to thank the Maple River Burns Club for asking me to speak tonight. Well, actually they didn't have a choice because the president insisted on me talking. You don't know I'm the president, so that's all right. That was sort of a joke, but I didn't know what we actually did. That's all right. That's all right. And again, this weekend is a great time for remembering the great Scottish heritage that makes up our Napleton ancestors. And what an accomplishment to have this celebration alive. Again, Maple River Burns Club members, past and present, have my gratitude for keeping the tradition wide. And tonight we honor the Scottish poet, Robert Burns. And we'll be celebrating all things Scottish with poetry, music, dancing, curling, bagpipes, and bravery. Which reminds me of a story about one of our local piper that was in the band, Jay Stevens. So and as a bagpiper, Jay does a lot of gigs. You know, you're always asked, this is a unique thing, right? So he was asked to come down here and play with a funeral director, play at a grave site for a gentleman who had really no family, really no friends, and was basically homeless. And of course, Jay said he would. And as not being in the area for quite a while, not really remembering exactly where the cemetery was, Jay got lost. And being a typical man, he didn't ask for directions either. So he finally arrived about an hour late. And he saw the funeral guy. Jay had evidently left. The hearse wasn't there. There were some workers and some diggers underneath the tree having lunch. And so Jay, he felt bad, apologized. He didn't really know what to do because he was so late. So he decided to went to the side of the grave and he looked in. And there was already some dirt thrown on top. And so he decided he would start to play. And he played. And he played with all his heart and all his might for this man. And the workers, they put down their lunches and they began to gather around him while Jay was playing. And he played like he never played before. And then he broke into Amazing Grace. And the workers began to, Jay began to, because he's playing alone. And when Jay finished, he backed up, went over to his car, put his pipes away, and leave. And as Jay opened the door, he overheard one of the workers say, "I've seen nothing like this in my life, and I've been putting septic tanks in for 20 years. That's as good as it gets. So again, a special thanks to our pipe band that's come through. So again, we are blessed tonight to have a veteran MC join us to keep this celebration alive, Jay's brother, John. And he is coming to us for a record-setting 17th time serving as MC. John is a 1990 graduate. You probably all heard this before, because this actually came from Swanson. These are some of his notes. Graduate of Maple High School and Mankato State University with a degree in history and business finance. Growing up, the Scottish heritage. He played an important role in his life, as he and his sister, Joy, played the drums and Jay plays the pipes. John is married to his wife, Chris, and they have 2 grown children, Andrew and David. He is currently a senior managing director at Lament. And again, we want to thank John for agreeing to master ceremonies. So again, let's give John a huge Maple River welcome. Thank you.
Wow, here we go. Welcome. Jeff, 147 years, 147 years. Give yourself a round of applause. Come on. It's amazing. It's just amazing, this facility and what you as a community have done. Really broadening the community and drawing people here. And Jeff gave us a tour before, and they said, I tell you what, if I lived within 30, 40 miles of this school, I'd be driving to get here no matter what school district I was in. So congratulations. Great job. But it is a chapter for the Burns program, and I was thinking about just the history, and there's been a lot of change, if you think about it. So, the first Burns celebration was goodness knows where, some little. Think of it, 1857. Try to put your brain around that date. 1857, first gathering. Getting together. In 1888, they decided maybe we should have more people included, so they reached out to the whole community to bring them together. And it didn't have to be Scottish to celebrate Robert Burns. And then, 1919, They ran out of room. So they actually canceled the program between 1919 and 1935 until what happened? Anybody remember? They built the school. The school that we just left, and they started the tradition again. And at 1935, the first Scottish dance started the program. So the school tradition. And then in 1966, they decided they should have a Miss Pond competition. And the 60s and 70s, and some of us older folks remember, I've heard this, like, there should be more entertainment. Listen, we did that for a while. So we had out-of-town entertainment. One time they had a group called the Generation Gap. Anybody remember that? Yeah, my uncle sang that. He's 80. Wow. Think about that. Some 80-year-olds here? I bet. Anyway, Generation Gap, so we did that for a while, and then we dropped that and kind of did a different direction. So we made changes. And then something happened 2 years ago. You know? I performed in that old stage, basically by myself. About 20 people who were told they couldn't even clap or cheer because of COVID. But you know what we did? We broadcasted it, and I think it went over pretty well. I heard back from a lot of people. And then today, we're here. So, congratulations. And I hope you have a great time tonight. And I'm hoping to lead you through that. Now, I'm going to tell a few stories and jokes to try to keep it up. But I tell you what, I write my own material, so I ain't that good. So what really helps is if it's a good joke to really laugh, you'll have more fun. I trust me, you'll have way more fun. And I'll feel better. And if it's really a bad joke, I'll throw it away. I've done that before too. So here you go. I thought we'd start with just a handful of who doesn't like lean and old age jokes. I do. So there was a guy driving down the road, got pulled over by the police officer. He's looking at the back of the car. He goes, "What do you have all those knives there for?" The guy goes, "Oh, I'm a juggler. Knives are part of my act, so I juggle knives." The cop goes, "You better get out of the car and show me." So the guy goes there, juggling the knives. Lean and Ole drive by. Ole looks over and goes, "Christ, glad I'm sober, because these sobriety checks, I don't know if I can pass anymore." One for one. David, that was good. Okay, 1 for 1. Okay. All right. So this happened over in Amboy. Ole and Sven, they were standing outside of the town hall there, and there was a big flagpole. And they were supposed to measure how high that flagpole was. They had a tape measure, they didn't have a ladder. So they're looking up. And this young lady comes by, she goes, "What are you guys doing?" "Oh yeah, you see, they got to measure how tall this flagpole is." Takes out a wrench, loosens up the nut, lays the pole down, takes the measure out, 18 feet 6 inches. She walks off. And Ole and Sven looked at each other and go, "Just like before. You ask for height, she gives you width." I got my personal gallery down here. So. All right. Lena was listening to the news one day, and there was this report that 6 Brazilian skydivers in a skydiving accident fell to the ground and died. Terrible story. And she's crying and crying. And Ole goes, "I know it's a sad story there, Lena." She goes, I know. And he goes, "But you know, skydiving is a dangerous activity and things happen and, you know, people can die." And Lena looks at him, she goes, "But Ole, tell me again, how many are in a Brazilian?" Come on, you have to do a little of the lifting here. Brazilian, trillion, billion. Oh, this is going to be a long night because I got a bunch of them like that. All right, finally, Sven is having a cup of coffee with Ole. He goes, "You know, Ole, I haven't talked to my wife in 3 days." Ole goes, "Oh, why not?" "Well, I don't like to interrupt her." All right. We have talked a little bit about Robert Burns, but not very much. So in 2009, Robert Burns, by the Scottish people, was voted the most important Scottish figure in history. Number one, by the Scottish people themselves, beating out William Wallace of all people. In that Burns Nights are held all around the globe right at this time of year. I read just yesterday they estimate 9 million people celebrate Robert Burns every year. 9 million people. And a few of them right here in Little Mapleton. At his funeral, there were 10,000 people attended his funeral. He was a ladies' man. He fathered 12 children with 4 different women. Sort of like Peterson played for the Vikings. But he did have 9 with his wife. He did have 9 with his wife. And his last son, Maxwell, was born on the same day of his funeral. There are more statues of Robert Burns, statues, monuments, and memorials around the world of any non-religious figure except for Queen Victoria or Christopher Columbus. He's number 3. So he's quite famous. And we're lucky to be part of that. But he was a poet. And I do like to read a couple of his poems just to say we've done it. So this is, there's a famous line in this poem. I think most of you will figure it out. And it's called To a Mouse. Now, Robert was actually mostly a farmer. And so he wrote this poem after he had disturbed a little creature when he was out in the farm. The poem, To a Mouse. Small, sleek, cowering, timorous beast. Oh, what a panic is in your breast. You need not start away so hasty with hurry scamper. I would be loath to run and chase you with murdering plow shaft. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. Your small house, too, in ruin. Its feeble walls the winds are scattering, and nothing now to build a new one. Of course, green grass. And bleak December's winds coming, poor, bitter, and keen. You saw the fields lay bare and wasted, and weary winter coming fast, and cozy here beneath the blast you thought to dwell. Till crash, the cruel plow passed out through your cell. But mouse, you are not alone. Improving foresight might be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men oft go astray, and leaves us nothing but grief and pain for promised joy. Still, you are best compared with me. The present only touches you, but oh, I backward cast my eye on prospects dreary, and forward, though I cannot see, I guess and fear. Robert Burns. And you can clap for the poet. We are going to have a few dances tonight. And the first one is the first dance all of these dancers learn. It's called the party ball. It's the first step of the Highland fling, halfway between a skip and a leap, and it's the first step of the sword dance, I should say. Tonight, party balls.
Dancing the potty ball tonight, we have Charlotte Bach, Nora Lanou, Ava Bruckoff, Maya Bundy, Mara Langworthy, and Bryn Nino.
Okay. It's exciting to come out here the first time. Trust me, you cannot see anything when you're up here. So, who knows? I heard this story from my mother. Hi, Mom, I know you're watching tonight. She is down back in Arizona, Mesa, I should say. And I tell you, there's crazy stories coming out of those drivers in Mesa. Crazy. And she said, you shouldn't, my neighbors, Mildred, I got to get the name right, Mildred and Hazel, that was right. Mildred and Hazel maybe shouldn't be driving anymore, but they get in this car, and you know people like this, they're way down. So they can barely see over the dashboard. Anybody know people like that? Well, this is Mildred and Hazel, like this. And Mildred's driving, and Hazel starts getting nervous because, boom, they go through a red light. Boom, they go through another red light. Hazel's like, what? What? And boom, they go through a third red light. And Hazel goes, Mildred, you've gone through 3 red lights. What's going on? And Mildred goes, I'm driving? All right, we're going to go right into the next dance. So we're going to have a couple of different Highland flings tonight. This is the 4-step, I believe. And there's a number of stories about what the Highland fling means. Also, mostly it's maybe a victory dance. And so you'll notice it supposedly was created by dancing on the shield of battle. So it's about 2 meters wide, and it has a big spike coming out of the middle of the shield. Imagine that. And so the dancers are really dancing around that spike on that shield in victory. So tonight, the first of the Highland flings, the 4-step.
Dancing the 4-step fling is Becca Feldman, Mackenzie Bruckoff, Anna Davis, Adeline Beck, Grayson Bundy, Evelyn Langworthy, and Hope Switzenberg.
Thank you, Joanne. So lovely. Joanne Yeager. Up front and personal. She was my piano teacher. I never wanted to tell her. I went, I think, 5 or 6 years, and I just never got very good. But I don't think that was Joanne's fault. Not good. I was just not good. So now we're going to have our Miss Bonnie Lass candidates come on stage and introduce themselves. So, ladies, please come forth.
evening. Good evening. My name's Ellie Broughton. I am the daughter of Jessica and Mike Broughton.
Good evening. I'm Auden Yeager, daughter of Benejen Yeager.
So here are our two candidates. So good luck and enjoy the rest of the evening. We'll see you later. You know, I was going to tell a joke, but I'm kind of pissed off because, you know, crime is out of control. I mean, just last week, Chris, was it last week or the week before? I mean, we have a safe neighborhood, nice little sleepy Egan. Garage door is up. I went out and I looked around. Someone had stolen our limbo pole. How low can you go? How low can you go? How low? Come on. I was mad. Pretty mad. Next up, the Dusty Miller. So the Dusty Miller, I haven't got a great story about this dance other than it is one of the national dances of Scotland. So here comes the Dusty Miller.
Dancing the Dusty Miller, Sarah Davis, Emerson Stock, and Ava Brookoff.
I was getting Dusty Millered right into the TV set there. She was coming right at me. But I heard this story about a couple of elderly people, I think in their 90s, sorry, Joanne, in their 90s, sitting on a bench, commiserating about how tough things were. And one guy goes, oh, getting old is terrible. The aches, the pains. I hurt every day, and that, if I can get up and walk around in the morning, it's just terrible. And the second old man looked and then goes, I think I feel like a newborn baby. And he goes, newborn baby, what do you mean? He goes, well, the way I look at it, I got no hair, no teeth, and I think I just wet myself. And if you're feeling that way tonight, I'm sorry. All right, we're going to do a sword dance coming up here next. There's a couple of different stories about a sword dance. The one I think most popular and the one I like to think about because it's dangerous, which is to have good luck in battle the next day. The soldiers would take their swords, split them on the ground, and perform this dance around and in between the dangerous swords. If they don't touch it, good luck tomorrow. And if not, not so good luck. So we got a lot of pressure on these young ladies. Let's see how they do the sword dance.
Dancing the broadsword tonight, we have Tristan Bear, Maya Garbus, Ava Stencil, and Shaylee Bear.
Especially with the steel. You move out of the way. I didn't hear any touches, clinks. Clean. Good luck, girls. See you tomorrow. Good job. All right, we are lucky. We're going to get extra bagpipe music, which is always, a coin flip. I know some people love it, myself included. Some people, not so much. I tell you what, I'm going to tell you a little bit about, you just have to just close your eyes and let the music kind of play around through your head. And there's really not another sound like bagpipe music. So even if you find yourself like, oh, I don't know, whoa, right? Give it a shot. So back for a second set, the Twin Cities Metro Pipe Band, and they're fabulous. Come on out.
Joke in my band. I have no memory for proper nouns, so I only remember my name because everybody screams, "Hey, jerk!" Their name. So it's kind of a running joke that I'll start off a tune and it'll be the wrong tune, and I've got 4 or 5 people who are like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope." It starts off this way, this one. Is that the right one? Yeah. I'm also easily impressed, so I'm actually really excited because I can look at my little phone here and figure out which tunes we're playing next, because I wouldn't remember. Board, castle set. No. How the hell does this one go? There you go. You'll get in on this joke. It's a lot of fun. Right. Did I get that one right? Gotta enjoy those little things in life, yeah? Deep, deep, item, and right, quick, mark. So yeah, I had a little bit of a senior moment there, going before the first tune and the second tune. I tend to do that on occasion there, always kind of try to keep an eye on what I'm going to do halfway through a set, decide to cut it off. So almost caught you, almost caught you. All right, try it. We are a competition band, so most of our, a lot of our repertoire is made up for, specifically for competition stuff. So we have an MSR and a medley that we play. This next tune this is our march up to the line tune. So every band has got kind of a march up to the line tune. It's to let the judges in the competition know that we're coming. And with any luck, to put a little bit of the fear of God into our competitors. So anyway, this is our up to the line tune. This is the Triumph.
Come on, give him a bigger, come on. I mean, I think, honestly, it's not because my brother's in the bagpipe band, which is great for me, but for all of these people to come down from the Twin Cities to our little burg, I mean, this isn't fantastic. I just love it. It's great. So. All right, I went back and looked at my material, and I moved things around. I came up with, I think, a killer one. I got a killer joke coming here. So here we go. This is kind of classic, kind of more in the classic range. So, because it includes a man and an animal, because, you know, walking into a restaurant, normally it's a bar, but this time it's a restaurant. So a man and an ostrich come into this little cafe one morning, and they sit down, and he orders eggs and bacon and ham and toast and coffee and orange juice. And the ostrich nods ahead. He wants the same thing, or she wants the same thing. And so the waitress brings them both their breakfast. Here comes the bill. The man takes his hand into his pocket, comes out with the exact change for the bill. The next day he comes back, same waitress, and this day he orders steak and potatoes and a glass of wine, and the ostrich says, same. So the waitress brings out the two dishes, and again, he reaches into his pocket, and out comes the exact change for the bill. And the waitress said, this is incredible. I mean, no matter what you charge, you just seem to always have the right amount of money in your hand, and I don't know how you get an ostrich to do anything, let alone say yes and agree to everything. And he goes, well, this is the story. And you know where it's going to go, right, David? He met a genie, and the genie gave him two wishes. And he said, my first wish was, no matter what I want to buy in the world for the rest of my life, whenever the bill comes, I'm going to reach into my pocket, and the exact amount of money is going to be available to me. And the waitress goes, that's an amazing idea for a wish. So what was your second wish? He said, well, I asked for a tall chick with long legs who agreed with everything I say. Should I need to go in the back and work again? Come on. I thought it was kind of cute. For a genie joke, not too bad. And it's clean, you know. Anyway, we got a Highland, our second Highland fling dance. It's the sixth step. So this is true. The Scottish regiments back in the day used Scottish dancing, among other things, for calisthenics to get in shape. This is absolutely true. And one of the things in a Highland fling 6 steps, there is said to be 192 jumps for each dancer in this dance. So, pretty good workout, and that's your assignment. Start counting, because we got the Highland 6 step coming up, Highland fling 6 step.
Dancing the 6-step Highland fling is Megan Mogley and Isabel Ward.
Tell you what, that's a workout. 192, it was at least 192. That was great. There's a story I heard about this son and his father, and the son had just passed his driver's license test, and he looked to his dad and he said, "Dad, I'm ready to drive, I'm ready to get a car." And the father said, "Son, I'm disappointed in a few things, so before that happens, one, your grades in schools are kind of C's. You need to get that to at least a B or higher. So C's to B's or higher, all right? Two, I'd like to see you read the Bible a little bit more, because we're a Christian family. And three, your hair is way too long. Get it cut a little bit. So C's to B's, a little of the Bible, cut your hair, then we can reconsider the car." 6 weeks goes by. His report card comes. Lo and behold, straight B's and 1 A minus. And the father said, "Pretty good job there, pretty good job." And the father says, "I've actually seen you reading the Bible a little bit, so I'll give you credit there. But your hair, you have to cut your hair." The son, being kind of a smarty, said, "Well, I've been reading the Bible a little bit more." And Joanne, you know this too. He goes, "Look at all the people in the Bible. Samson, Moses, even Jesus, they have all long hair. What's wrong with hair being long?" We didn't even practice that. Woo! And the father looked at him and, not to be outdone, said, "Yeah, son, did you also notice every place they went in the Bible, they walked?" All right. A little Bible humor. This is what the crowd wants. All right, we're going to do a second sword dance. And so this one, another claim is, instead of being like dangerous and foretelling what's going to happen, can also be a celebration dance. So the young ladies come out here, freewheel it, go for it. You're celebrating the sword dance.
Dancing the sword dance is Hallie Hines, Emma Lux, and Merritt Ward.
All right, we have a couple of sections having passed Miss Bonnie Lasses by 10-year increments. give a little talk to us, pre-recorded. And we're going to have our first two from 2003 and 2013. And I don't know what I'm doing here. The TVs are going to come on by themselves now? Do I have to move the TVs? Jeff?
Hi,
There we
I'm
go.
Kayla Kringle, Miss Bunny
Enjoy.
Last 2013. My husband Luke and I currently live in Utah. I work as a senior project manager for a retail construction company, and Luke is in the Air Force Reserves and is a sales specialist. When we are not working, we enjoy spending our time hiking, biking, paddleboarding, and working on home improvement projects. There's definitely a lot of mountains and a lot of places to explore in Utah. Some of my favorite memories as my time as Miss Bonnie Lass include just spending time with the court. The ladies and I were friends prior to getting chosen to represent the town of Mapleton on the Miss Bonnie Lass court, so the time we spent together just solidified those friendships even more. We had so much fun going to parades, radio appearances, and of course, the community events. We definitely had some rainy parades and dealt with ice and snowstorms after late night community events, but we still had so much fun. I wish all of the luck to this year's Miss Bonnie Lass candidates, and I hope that you are able to form lasting friendships and memories just as I was able to.
Hey everybody, happy Birds Night 2023. My name is Dania Helgeson. I am Miss Bonnie Lass 2003. I cannot believe it's been 20 years, so very excited. I just want to thank Linda, Jeff, and Kim for reaching out to do this. It's great to be a part of Birds Night. Currently, a little bit about me right now. I live in Stewartville, which is about 8 miles south of Rochester. I ended up moving to Rochester about 15 years ago by myself, and I'm still here, so obviously I like it. I live with my husband and our cat, Steve. Currently, I work at Mayo Clinic, going on about 12 years there. I started off working at the desk in hematology, and then about 8.5 years ago, I transitioned into the cancer center as a research coordinator. I went back to school and I got my associate's degree, got accepted to Winona State, got my bachelor's degree, and then I went on and I got my master's degree. And then I also became certified as a coordinator, so a lot of passion working with research and the cancer patients, working with a lot of clinical research trials on various pharmaceutical companies with putting patients on these trials with drugs and drug combinations that aren't approved by the FDA yet to see if they work. So I love doing that. After getting my master's and getting promoted to a senior CRC, I recently had just accepted a new job as an associate project manager, still within Mayo. I kind of work on the opposite side of the research side now. It's in biopharma diagnostics. So a lot of our external clients that are running research trials are sending their samples here to be run. So kind of learning a different side of Mayo, but absolutely love what I do. A couple of my favorite memories, definitely being crowned. I was very shocked, and I'm pretty sure I swore, and Cody told me to be quiet. And definitely the parades. Parades are awesome. Parades are so much fun. I'm pretty sure, though, my dad was more excited than I was. I think he drove 7 out of 8 of them. But we had so much fun. I mean, who doesn't love parades? And also, I remember working, I think, with CERTine. Us and Cody and Kirsten, I think we were picking up trash. And I thought it was so cool that we got to drive around Mapleton on the back of the truck with the truck bed down and just drive around slow, but pick up trash. That was super fun. And obviously working with Mr. Swanson, and Snickers. We always got Snickers. So also, I think another good memory was my speech. Like, I loved my speech and it rhymed. So just a lot of good memories. I just want to say good luck to all the contestants. You guys are going to do great. Just be yourself. Enjoy it. It goes by so fast. Believe me. I'm 20 years later. So good luck, enjoy the night. Yeah, have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
All right. I read this story. I'm going to try to recreate the act a little bit. There is a very famous Mexican magician who ended his act with this trick. His name was Jose Nunez, of all things. And he would count to 3 and disappear. And the act went something like this. 1, 2, poof, gone without a trace. Come on, that was a little, that was kind of funny. Come on. Especially the Jose Nunez thing. So, inside joke for us. Next up, we have the Strathspey and reel. This is, what people perform in this show do. My brother picked us up on our way down, and we were talking about what a Strathspey is. Is it music? Is it a dance? It's both. So it has the music itself is based off of 4/4, but as Jay was going in, just the notes get longer, rounder here, like it's very different. So maybe you can listen for that. And the dance is its own step. I personally think it's one of the most beautiful dances you'll see tonight. So here we go.
Dancing the Strathspey and reel is Kira Springer, Aubrey Will, Allie Boning, and Madison Ward.
So just a poll. You guys enjoyed that dance? Was a little bit different, right? A little bit? Okay. This is a story about Agnes, pretty traditional Scots, pretty miserly cheap. But unfortunately, he was on his deathbed, and his 3 best friends were standing there, and he said, just to make sure I have some money in the afterlife, I'm going to give you each $150,000 in cash. And on the day of my funeral, as you go by my casket, I want you to put that cash back in my casket so I have my money in the afterlife. Of course, he dies, the funeral happens, the 3 friends each put their envelope in the casket, and as any good Scotsman, goes to the bar for a drink. And they're standing there, and they had a drink, and maybe a second one, and third one, and you know what eventually happens, loose tongues. And the first bloke said, you know, I have to admit, I only put 100,000 in there, and I kept 50. And the second guy goes, well, don't feel so bad. I only put 80,000 in, and I kept the other 70 for myself. And the third guy was mortified. He goes, what are you guys talking about? I wrote a check for the full $150,000 and put it in that casket. Yeah? All right. Thanks for laughing with me. Sailor's hornpipe, one of my favorite dances here. And again, a little quiz for you guys if you have your bingo card out, and you can start looking for these parts of the dance out there. So this is life of sailors on a ship. So let me see, maybe you can see them hauling rope or sliding on the deck or getting their paycheck. See what you can figure out during the sailor's hornpipe. Coming right up. Really cute outfits too. Really something different. There we go.
Dancing the sailor's hornpipes are your Miss Bonnie Lass candidates, Ellie Broughton and Auden Yeager.
All right. How many different activities do you guys get written down? Anybody want to take a stab? I just saw to get one person yell, 5. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Next up is a long-standing tradition at Burns Night. In fact, I estimate the first Will singing at this at one of the Burns event probably back in the 1870s, something of that nature. But tonight, one, we want a special recognition to Joanne. So can you help, Joanne? You're going to come out and stand by me for just a minute. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on. They got to take her out and around, down, and then she comes up out of the floor. I mean, they spent a lot of money in this school. Come on, sweetheart. Come on, all. We have Mona and Kristen and Aubrey, Will. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 generations of Wills here. First of all, Joanne, and I've been joking with her, but she is one of the most remarkable 92-year-old women you will ever know, would you say? Mona and I were talking ahead of the show, and we think you've played here 70 to 75 years. It's just somewhere in that neighborhood. My entire life, and probably most entire life, there's probably very few people who've been to a Burns night that you haven't been sitting there, playing the prelude, playing the Queens. Oh, no. She's going to do it again tonight. You know, everybody like, where'd you win? I mean, that's you. And playing for Jack all those years, playing for me the last 20 years. What a joy to this program and to the community. So, Joanne, congratulations. So, if these four young ladies can keep it together, Mona asked me to make one other announcement tonight. They just thought it was fitting after this long history. This is going to be the last Will performance at Burns Night. So I like to say every book has an ending, and I think this is a beautiful last chapter for you. Thank you for all that you've done for the community. But I think tonight when you listen to these songs, hopefully you have a special part in your heart and take joy that you were here. You were here for Joanne's last time around. So playing the piano, just playing the piano. So with that, the Will family tradition, I can take her back. You can't sneak in here. Yeah, okay.
The old Scots songs, I break the Scottish tongue. The songs my father loved to hear, the songs my mother sung. When she sat beside my cradle, crooned me on her knee. And I would not sleep, she sang so sweet, the old Scots songs to me. And I would not sleep, she sang so sweet, the old Scots songs to me. By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny brae, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and me true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Oh, you'll take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before ye, where me and me true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valleys hush and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow, and I will sleep in on the bonny banks of Clyde, roaming in the gloaming with the laddie by my side. When the sun has gone to rest, that's the time we all love best. Oh, it's lovely roaming in the gloaming. I've just come here the night to ask you for your sympathy. The only lad I've ever had for me has gone away. It happened over quarrel that we had last Sunday night. Well, he said I was in the wrong, but I said I was right. My heart is nearly broken. Sometimes I think I'll choke when I think about the promises he made. He told me once sincerely that he loved me oh so dearly. So I've written him a letter and I said, come back, Danny, to your simple Annie. Danny, did I say you leave me new? Come back, Danny, didn't I say you cared? 'Cause I never loved another lad but you. Gently, sweet Afton, among thy green brae, flow gently, I'll sing thee a song in thy praise. My reindeer's asleep by thy murmuring stream, flow gently, sweet Afton, disturb not his dream. Those stock dogs whose echoes resound through the glen, ye wild whistling blackbirds in yon thorny den, thou green-crested lapwing, thy screaming forbear. I charge thee, disturb not my slumbering fair. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see.
We would also like to ask you to sing with us. John, join us just one last time.
If a body meets a body coming through the rye, if a body kiss a body, need nobody cry. Every lassie has her laddie, none they say have I, but all the lads they smile on me when coming through the rye. Oh, it's nice to get up in the morning when the sun begins to shine. At 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock in the good old summertime. But when the snow's a blowing and it's murky overhead. Oh, it's nice to get up in the morning, but it's nicer to lie in bed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. There we go. There we go. Mona, come on. Mona, come on out. All right, well, when I first did emceeing in 2000, I mean, there was only one Jack Will. Let's talk about it. I mean, but I asked Jack if I could sing a couple of his songs, and he most graciously said yes, and so I've done that. I think every year that I've done this, I'm going to attempt to do them one more time, at least, tonight. And so thanks, Jack. I feel a little bit like an honorary Will, and I appreciate that, Joanne, so much. So I'm going to do Mackay, and those I'm going to do the chorus twice. And a couple of you might want to just jump in that chorus, jump all over it. Come on, more the better. You know the words. Pretty simple song, and then we're going to sing a little song about eat the kilt. So we're going to go with not this song, but oh. I've just been blowing Mac away, he's the best I've ever seen. I mean Mackay, he's the first mate on the steamship Fairy Queen. He sails the world, he goes round 3 times a year. But every time his ship comes in, I'm standing on this pier. 'Cause I like Mackay, and Mackay, he likes me. I treat Mackay, and then Mackay, he treats me. I like Mackay, 'cause Mackay's true blue. And it's only when Mackay comes home that I have 1 or 2. Here we go, 'cause I like Mackay, and Mackay, he likes me. I treat Mackay, and then Mackay, he treats me. I like Mackay, 'cause Mackay's true blue. And it's only when Mackay comes home that I have 1 or 2. A lot of people say the kilt is not the thing to wear. In fact, they say the kilt is out of date. But I've got certain reason why I'm wearing mine, and so I'll tell you if you only care to wait. I used to wear a pair of breeches before I met me wife. But after we've been wed a week or 3, I sold my trousers, bought this kilt. The reason was because I'll tell you if you listen now to me. 'Cause every night my wife, she wore my trousers up on the back of the bedroom door. I rue the day, I must have been a jay. I don't hang 'em up anymore. 'Cause every night my wife, she rambled through me pooches while I was fast asleep beneath me quilt. And in the morning when I woke, I was always stony broke. and that's the reason why I wear the kilt. But I never would have found her out. But one night I come home, I was feeling a little queer about me head. But soon I was in a land of dreams, and then I wake at 2. I find her, that was standing up in bed. She said, "Shush, be quiet, there's burglars in the house. I'm searching through your pooches for a gun." I don't know if she was or not, but all I know is this: there was nothing in those pooches when she's done. 'Cause every night my wife, she bangs my tweezers up on the back of the bedroom door. I rue the day I must have been a jay. I don't hang them up anymore. 'Cause every night my wife, she rambles through me pooches while I was fast asleep beneath my quilt. And in the morning when I woke, I was always stony broke. And that's the reason why I wear the kilt. I tell you what, and you can ask my wife, I couldn't talk 2 days ago. Seriously, thanks for letting me get through that. So, I'm sure you all wanted to know about my throat problems. We're going to go to a dance. The Irish jig, and again, one of my favorite dances. So this is a Scottish version of an Irish jig. And it's about an angry Irish washwoman when she finds out that her neighbor boy's knocked over her clean wash, and she's going to be going around with fists and kicks and etc. Have fun watching the Irish jig.
Dancing the Irish jig is Alexandra Nelson and Piper Queen. So go back to the old try and true Ole and Lena jokes, although this is an Ole and Sven joke, but you know, Ole and Sven out in the woods a hunting, and they're darn lost. They don't know what to do. So Ole looks at Sven, he says, "Sven, fire 3 shots into the air and the other hunters come go find us." So Sven shoots 3 shots in the air, nobody comes. They wait 5 minutes and Ole said, "Do it again," and Sven
fires 3 more shots in the air, and nobody comes. Well, he said, I think maybe we'll try it one more time, and said, fine, but I only got 3 arrows left. You got to think this stroke through. Come on, guys. You got to work a little bit. Anyway, we're going to go to the last, I believe this is the last sword dance of the night, the Jacobite sword dance.
The Jacobite sword dance is being danced by Ava Stencil, Caitlin Switzenberg, Shaylee Bear, and Maya Garbus.
Okay, before we get the TVs going for our next 3 former queens, I called one of my friends. I said, let's meet at a restaurant for dinner. And I said, do you need directions? He said, no. I got the address. I got my GPS. I got my GPS overdrive. And I said, GPS overdrive? He goes, yeah, my wife. So with that, let's listen to some former Miss Bonnie Lasses.
Hello, this is Jolene Koenigs, and I am Miss Bonnie Lass from 1993. And I'm happily married with 4 children between my husband and I. And I am a broker with a financial services company, so I've owned that since 2006. I am also the board president of Dance Conservatory, which is where I am now. And my husband and I also own Mankato Dental Laboratory in North Mankato. Being Miss Bonnie Lass is one of the most incredible things that I remember from that time in my life. It was a wonderful way for me to be able to represent my community in a positive way. And I just want to say congratulations to the contestants, and I'm so proud of you for being involved in this beautiful historic tradition of Mapleton and our surrounding areas. And so enjoy every minute and treasure it. Have a great night.
Hello, Mapleton. I am Leah Jake Nelson, Miss Bonnie Lass from 1983. The best part of being Miss Bonnie Lass was having the honor to represent the great community of Mapleton at curling banquets and summer parades, for example. And I got to do this with my very good friends, Jennifer Ward Erdahl, first runner-up, and Lee Osmondson Soley, second runner-up in Miss Congeniality. We learned a lot about Mapleton's history and traditions, and we gained some valuable experiences related to public speaking, proper etiquette, thank you Jeannie McCabe, leadership skills, and serving others. My experiences from being Miss Bonnie Lass did play a part in preparing me for my future career in human resources. I served St. Francis Health Services of Morse for 26 years as their VP of HR, and today I am fulfilling my goal of being an HR consultant. You know, growing up in Mapleton gave me a love for all things plaid, and especially Scottish bagpipe music. So I was excited that a few years ago, Doug and I were able to visit Scotland. We came across this restaurant called the Robbie Burns, and so we went inside to eat, and the waitress had told us that Robert Burns had stayed up in an apartment in that building. And she thought it was pretty neat that a small town girl from Minnesota, USA, grew up in a town who celebrated this poet each year. Doug and I have been married for 37 years, and we have 3 children. Alex and his wife Lindsay, Justin and his wife Elizabeth, and Lauren and her husband Coulter, and they all live within 20 minutes of us. One of the blessings that comes from this are 8 little ones, age 4 and under, who call me Grandma Leah. They are Charlotte, Cooper, Briggs and Crew, Jade and Trace, Ezra and Ira, and there's a 9th one on the way in April. To this year's contestants, just thank you for choosing to participate in this program, and to those of you who are selected, enjoy every moment, give it 110%, and go out with a servant heart to represent Mapleton.
This is one of those moments as an MC, you know, something that's working up there. So I'm just going to walk on the stage. I'm looking up there. Are we going with Joyce or are we going forward? Nope, not going to work. That's too bad. I was looking forward to Joyce. I grew up with Joyce. So sorry about that. Maybe you can sneak her thing in next year as a bonus. We're going to take a few minutes, a minute or two, for the Lament. For those of you who are not familiar with the Lament, it's just a moment to think back on people in your past that you want to remember. Tonight, for me, my mother gave me these cufflinks at Christmas time, and they were my father's. And I've never worn them before. I didn't even know he had them. So, Billy, I'm thinking of you tonight. So, Lament. Joyce never sent anything in. Okay. poem by Robert Burns. The winter, it is past. The winter, it is past, and the summer comes at last, and the small birds sing on every tree. The hearts of these are glad, but mine is very sad, for my love is parted from me. The rose upon the briar by the waters running clear may have charms for the linnet or the bee. Their little loves are blessed, and their little hearts at rest. But my lover has parted from me. My love in the light is like the sun in the firmament does run, forever is constant and true. But his is like the moon that wanders up and down, and every month it is new. All you that are in love and cannot it remove, I pity the pains you endure. For experience makes me know that your hearts are full of woe, a woe that no mortal can cure. Robert Burns. Yeah, you can clap. So just one announcement here for the curling teams that are getting an award tonight. If you're in the audience, if you can meet back behind the stage here, you'll be out in just a couple of minutes. So now's the time for you to depart. And we are moving on to our next dance, which is the Chartreuse. And again, the history here, and again, new to Scottish dancing, this is really the time of the Jacobite uprising. And anybody watch Outlander? Come on, some of you have Outlander. Yeah, this young lady in front's watch Outlander with me. Come on, ladies, you watch Outlander. You all are thinking about it. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, that was a big part of Outlander, set in the Jacobite uprising. It's kind of fun. Well, not fun. It was bad for the Scots, but after that, the British got pretty upset about plaids and tartans and all of the clan stuff, but finally that got repealed. And so in this dance, you're going to see a lot of the dancer being mopey and dopey because they don't have their kilts. And then the repeal comes and they break into a Highland fling because they can go back to wearing their tartans. So tonight, the Chartreuse.
Dancing the Chartreuse is Caitlin Mogley, Tabitha Barkowski, Ami Yeager, Autumn Gall, Kate Davis, and Kaya Wenner.
Sorry to walk behind the dancers, but just trying to keep it moving and keep it moving, keeping it moving. We got time for one more story. I got time for one more story. So Joanne, this is another Bible story. You're going to like it. It's about Adam and Eve and living in the Garden of Eden. And Adam had been out 2 or 3 nights in a row, like all night, gone. And Eve didn't know why. So he came home one morning and Eve goes, "What have you been doing, Adam? Are you seeing another woman?" And Adam goes, "Another woman? You're the only woman in the world." That night they go to sleep, but in the middle of the night, Adam wakes up and there's Eve poking him in the chest. And he said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I'm counting your ribs." Smart lady. Smart lady. All right, we're going to do another Strathspey and Steel, a reel, and here we go.
Dancing the Strathspey and reel is Rebecca Walters, Delaney Stencil, Olivia Sellers, and Macy Sorey.
All right, in the move to keep the show a little bit shorter, you're wondering yourself, really? Yeah, a little bit shorter. We're going to bring, I think we're going to bring the house lights up a little bit here. Number 8 or what number, there we go. It worked. I get to see all of you. And we're going to have former courts of Miss Bonnie Last by, wow, decade, stand and just wave to the crowd. So if you were Miss Bonnie Last or in a court in the 1960s or 1970s, please stand. Here's back in the back, right in front. All right, from the 1980s or the 1990s? And from this decade, the 2000s, there we go. All right, while they get ready to have the curling trophies come out, I got to kill a little bit of time. I'll tell you the story about this sheriff, he was doing some interviewing for a new deputy, and Gomer decided, I'm going to go interview for that job. So he comes in and he's interviewing with the sheriff, and the sheriff knew Gomer didn't have that much going on there, and so he said, Gomer, answer me this question, what's 1 and 1? And Gomer said 11. All right, smarty. All right, tell me which days of the week start with the letter T? And Gomer said, today and tomorrow. All right, all right. All right, Gomer. Who shot Abraham Lincoln? And Gomer goes, I don't know. So Gomer, why don't you go home and think about that?
Hello. Every year, the USWCA, which is the U.S. Women's Curling Associations, conduct a playdown for clubs that belong to the USWCA. And they go for a pin, the gold pin, and then the runner-up gets a silver. This year, our runner-up receiving the silver would be the Cheryl Olson rink with Cheryl Olson, Mackenzie Drager, Megan Linder, and Tammy Schmidt. And the USWCA 2023 winners is the Melanie Moore rink, Melanie Moore Skip, Barb Moore, Mariah Moore, Sam Ulrich, and Sarah Moore, your USWCA winners. Also, each year we have our annual Burns Club Spiel. And this year we had 17 teams competing. We started Monday and wrapped up earlier today with the finals at 1 o'clock. And your third event champion is the Derek Moore rink with Derek Moore, Mike Bammert, Corey Ward, and Logan Kringle. Third event. The second event winner was the Cameron Duncanson rink with Cameron Duncanson, Jeff Gartner, Caleb Caduce, and Sam Weedy. Second event champions. Runners up in the first event was the Tyler Schutte rink with Tyler Schutte, Clay Osmondson, Tyler Hunstead, and Drew Collis. And your 2023 Burns Spiel champions, the Jared Moore rink. Jared Moore, Tyler Lemon, Nathan Moore, and Jake Garbus. Yeah, go ahead and give that to him. Again, congratulations to all. If there are any of you that want to curl, you can show up on Sunday afternoons, probably about 3 o'clock, and any Thursday night around 6 o'clock. There'll be a red-bearded guy named Larry Barrett. You might know him. He'll be more than happy to help you out. So come on down on Sunday afternoons or Thursday evenings. We have open ice. Again, thanks and congratulations.
I'll take these if you want to grab them.
Yep. Beautiful, thank you. I don't know who's it, Schutte and...
My back up and running, good.
Okay, and there's
Quick battery change there. So I thought I'd end the night for all you farmers out there, a little farm joke.
Thank you.
Okay? There are a couple of cows standing in the field, and first cow says to the second cow, you know, I was artificially inseminated this morning. And the second cow goes, no way, I don't believe you. And the first cow says, it's true, no bull. There you go. I know the crowd now. You know, Bible jokes, farm jokes. Keep it simple. All right, we got a second shot at the Irish jig, and let's get them out here.
Dancing the Irish jig is Matea Bear and Leah Hipper.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up here and get to kind of the exciting part of the evening with the crowning of our next Miss Bonnie Lass. And so as they prepare for the current court, the dancers are the current court, so they're going to put a sash on and like instant change behind stage. But I want to highlight thank you to the three judges for the Miss Bonnie Lass this year were Jenny and Maddie Schweiger and Mindy Thompson. So thank you for taking the time out. And with that, I'm going to look backstage to see if the current, here they come, instant court, and let them take the stage. And congratulations. One more round of applause and a speech.
Hi guys, thank you all for coming out. We had a really great year this year. After COVID, we got to do a lot more activities than in past years. I'd like to thank our sponsors, the Burns Club, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Heather Curling Club. And I'd like to thank Gina, our coordinator, for doing everything for us. And I'd like to thank my court. So yeah, we had a good year.
All right. May we have our contestants for this year's Miss Bonnie Lass come on stage. So are you ready? You've been ready, been waiting? I could tell a couple more jokes. That's the best joke of tonight. All right. And the envelope, please. Magic. All right, this has not been opened. And with that, we will open and crown Miss Bonnie Lass. Of course, the other will be first runner-up. This is poorly marked. All right. Miss Ellie Brogdon. Of course, Auden Yeager is first runner-up. Congratulations.
Good evening. I'd like to thank a few people. The Mapleton Chamber of Commerce, the Heather Curling Club, and the Burns Committee for putting this on. It's such an honor every year to be a part of it. Thank you all for driving out, and safe travels home.
So with that, we will move to our tattoo, Twin Cities Pipe Band. Whoa!
story goes that this tune, Slow Air, came to him in his sleep. And he woke up playing it in his head. And went to a couple of friends of his. One of them, a gentleman, a guitar player, Scottish guitar player by the name of Tony McManus, and asked, and kind of played noodled it through on the practice chanter for him and said, "Do you think this is any good? Is this all right then?" And Tony lost his mind. And he set it on the guitar, and it took off as a kind of a set that became standard for the pipe band. So this is a slow air called the Sleeping Tune. We're following that up with two hornpipes. One is called Sand Dune Chanter. The last one, and the second one is called Mr. Jack. And then we're going to do a reprise back into the slow air. So, the sleeping set. first time we've ever played that one in public. The tune itself was written by Gordon Duncan, but all the harmonies, I wrote that for a band that I was with back 2009-10 with the Winnipeg St. Andrews Pipe Band. We were supposed to play it in a concert, and unfortunately the lead drummer was with a rock band, and they decided that his bass player was going to sit in and kind of wing it, so they pulled all of the harmonies. We never played it, so we ended up playing the tune, but there was some pretty funky going harmonies on that song. So this is the first time, that was actually the very first time that slow air with those harmonies has ever been played. So that was kind of fun. You guys got to hear that one the first time. All right, so this last set, we're going to play one more set, and then we're going to have everybody else come out and sing Old Lang Syne. But this last set is kind of our marching off the field kind of set. This is a tune called At Long Last, followed by a tune called Dawning of the Day. Ready? How the hell's that start? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Thank you all very much.
Outstanding, outstanding. So we're going to get everybody up here on stage. You know the routine. We're going to sing Auld Lang Syne. The clan gathering is in the lunchroom right behind the auditorium. It's been such a wonderful evening in this beautiful building. But as we're coming together, Auld Lang Syne, you know, like, what the heck are we singing about? Auld Lang Syne, Auld Lang Syne. It means something like times gone by or times long since past. Like something like this. Times long since past that we shared together and now remember fondly. So I think it's fitting that we end it with, oh, and I think we're going to have a baby out here too. So stand, even though you're in the new auditorium, link your hands, sing along. Should forgot, and never brought to mind. Should all acquaintance be forgot, and days of old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. Well, take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Tend is a hand, my thirsty friend, and gives a hand a kind. Well, take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. Well, take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Good night, everybody.